Listeners, we find ourselves in February, the month of love. Why not? I don't mind loving you if you love me. And if you do love me, then why not tell everyone you know about the Pottervision podcast? Tell your mother, your brother, your dad, your cousins, anyone, your friends, your boss. Next time you're up for a review, say like, I don't want a raise, but I'd like you to tell everyone to listen to the Pottervision podcast. And if you don't, I will quit. I will quit and I will say terrible things about this company. Not nice, is it? But this is episode 70 and it's a firework of an episode. I'm really proud of this episode. A lot of fun things going on in it. If you'd like to support the boys even further, you can go to patreon.com/Pottervision. There we have so many exclusive podcasts up for grabs. We're talking about the films on there. We're talking about the Return to Hogwarts HBO special. It is great. Honestly, consider me Tony the Tiger, because that Patreon exclusive content is great. Otherwise, the Pottervision boys are on tour. For a full list of tour dates, we're on Denbigh, in Wales somewhere, on Saturday. If you want to come there, you can go to pottervision.com. And why not rate the boys 5 stars on iTunes and Spotify. Leave us a review while you're at it. Hell, have I gone on long enough? Guys, let's just sit back, relax, and enjoy episode 70.
Pottervision, Pottervision, Pottervision. Pottervision.
Hello, and welcome to the Pottervision podcast, the podcast where every 7 days, myself, Lukas, Kirkby, and this virtual man on my screen, Tom Lawrenson, we read a chapter of the Harry Potter books, and then we discuss them in between other such nonsense. This week, we're on episode 70. It's our Platinum Jubilee, and it's actually the same week that Her Majesty the Queen celebrates her Platinum Jubilee. 70 weeks ago, we thought we got to start this week because we want to coincide with the Queen's Jubilee. We're episode 70. We're on book 4, Goblet of Fire, chapter 13, Mad Eye Moody. Tom, are you feeling very patriotic about the Queen's Platinum Jubilee?
What does this tell you?
Oh, he's doing a 3-fingered salute and a little tongue out of his mouth.
That should be
He loves the Queen.
That should be the the Pottervision listener secret signal.
Yeah.
So if you want other people to know that you're a Pottervision listener, 3 fingers to the forehead, tongue out of the left of your mouth.
And the eyes going up as well.
Yeah. Are you
And then
not listen to
know.
Adia? Do you listen to?
Yeah. Because to be honest, I've been doing that to random strangers for years, and they've never said anything.
You love it.
I love it. But now, if we make that symbol, one day you might come across a fellow Pottervision listener. Why not?
Oh yeah.
It's what the world was made for.
Yeah.
Now, Tom, how's your week been? Been busy?
It's been all right. Yeah, it's been all right.
It's nice.
Saw you yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And then today, I don't think I've ever told the listeners about this, but maybe some of the listeners already know because maybe I got some secret people from work who listen, who don't tell me. Possibly not. I was on a duty called post because our building receives a high quantity of posts, thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of letters a day.
Mainly from me.
We have to take turns in opening it. Yeah. And I've noticed a pattern. Yeah. Anytime I do it, I look round and I'm like, hang on. It seems like they are sending down the most useless people to open letters. And wouldn't you
You're there
know,
looking round, you're thinking, bloody hell, is this the company I keep?
as I was looking round, my final destination, I looked in front of myself and was a window, and I could see a reflection of myself, and someone had formed a cone out of a big envelope and written the letter D on the top and placed that on my head.
The old dunce's hat.
The teacher made me
Ah.
sit in the corner on a stool, and my body turned into that of a donkey, and I went,
Yeah.
"Hello."
Oh, what a feeling. You
Yeah,
thought you were there to help the thickies, but actually you are a thickie.
I'm a
You should be
thickie.
on the thick table.
Here's my wrists, officer. Arrest me, for I am thick. I'm a thickie, officer. Take this thickie under your custody, officer.
Oh my
Is it a
goodness.
crime to be a thickie, officer?
So they don't send any of the top performers down to the post.
Hey, not often.
Oh dear. Cheers to that, Tom, and to any of your colleagues that might be listening. Now, I'm very excited because usually it's you that hosts this online podcast recording software that we're trying out, but it's me this time, and there's a few features I can try that I didn't know were possible.
Yeah, I never bothered with them because I thought it was dumb.
Hey, well, let's try some dumb things. Hey, welcome to the Pottervision podcast. Hey, do you like this? Get you going for listening. Oh, what are they going to talk about this week? Hey. Oh, when it fades out. Hey, what about this? Tom, what
Go
are
on.
you giving the chapter this week? How many
One.
stars? One. Oh, that was good, wasn't it? I thought that would be more dramatic. That said dramatic piano. It was just sad.
Mm.
What about this? Fredwig's droppings. Oh,
Fredwig.
hang on. Was that just... Hey, it's just for a joke. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Come on, Tom.
What?
Humour me. Knock, knock.
Knock knock.
Knock. Right, and then the final one I'm going to press is called Ballpark.
Charge.
Hey, you could play that when I get one right in the quiz.
No,
Well, I can.
I can't play any of those. Not on this side.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You're not going to do a joke with me?
What do you want?
Knock, knock.
Oh, I've got a joke.
Go on, then.
Coronation chicken.
Oh,
worked
it's
great.
fun.
That worked
Hey,
great.
the thing...
And if
I
anyone
hope
wants to know that joke was written by me, it's mine. Anyway, go on.
Hey, yeah. Tom let me perform it for about 5 years, and then he decided to take it back, claim ownership, didn't you?
No, it's one of Lucas's. I can't take that off him. It's all he's got.
No. So it's very exciting. Now, I didn't really have a story, and because I thought we were going to record 2 episodes yesterday, I said just talk about recording 2 episodes, but we didn't.
Mm.
That's good, isn't it?
I went out for afternoon tea with my sister Alice today. She picked me up and she brought her baby.
Oh, lovely.
Baby was a bit restless, did a bit of
Yeah.
crying. We went to John Lewis, had some
Oh.
ucky yucky pucky cake. The cake was bad.
What type of cake was it?
It was like chocolate with.
Yeah.
You think, how can you up chocolate? It's
Exactly. How
sick.
can you?
So I go I go at the counter and I go, can I have a slice of that chocolate cake, please? Whenever I'm talking
Yeah.
to a member of staff behind a counter, I always make sure to be so clear because I don't know, sometimes things get like lost in translation. Sometimes they don't understand me. Sometimes thick people work behind a counter.
We can't deny it. Anyone who's offended by that, it's the truth.
I'm at this counter in John Lewis, the cafe, and I go, the guy looks at me as if to take my order, and I go, please, can I have a slice of that chocolate cake, please? There is one chocolate cake there. Yeah. Everything else is little tarts and stuff. And he goes, this one? Points at it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, please.
Yeah.
And so he gives me, I see him, I'm not going to use it, but what a C. What an absolute flying C.
Yeah.
He picks the smallest slice,
Oh, come on.
slaps it on a plate, gives me the fork, and I'm like, what's this? 1 fork per cake? Like,
Yeah.
no, why can't customer get their own cutlery? John
Yeah.
Lewis is doing customer, no cutlery they get. John Lewis hand them over, right? So then
Yeah.
I go get some pots of tea, and then I go and pay. It's like IKEA style. You take your tray
Yeah.
up to the man, and then he like tots it all up, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to share this piece of cake with my sister, yeah. And I
Yeah.
go, I go to the man. I go, excuse me, where can I get another fork? I said it so clear like that,
Yeah.
so clear. Man looks at the cake, and, huh? And he sees there's a fork already there, and he's like,
Yeah.
he goes, another fork like that, and I go,
Yeah.
yes, please, I'd like another one. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, and he has to run behind the scenes to get a fork. It's not as if there was no forks, like, there was like out of forks in like a little
Yeah.
receptacle area.
Yeah.
Forks are off limits to customers. You have to ask for them. Where am I? Am I in
Yeah.
Guantanamo Bay? Am I in some am I a prisoner of war? Why can't I get my own fork? But
We need to boycott John Lewis until they decide to make forks freely available to the customers.
let me tell you something. Cake was bad.
Yeah.
It was one of them cakes, in these times where you keep eating, even though it's bad. You just,
Oh,
I just
yeah,
have to
yeah.
keep eating more. Like a cake that, I don't know, is for people with no dignity.
I know exactly what you mean. But because I always feel if like I've paid for something, I feel like, oh, I've paid for this now, I should eat it. And I'm there struggling through an awful meal because I don't want to waste it or offend anybody or waste the
Mm.
money. Oh, I think that,
Except,
yeah.
you come round my house yesterday. I go, would you like a can of Coke, pal? And you up to your old tricks. You go, yes, please. He sits the old podcast, not having a sip. And then I pick his can up at the end. He's not had a drop. I go, what are you doing to me? He goes, I'll take it home with me. I go, listen,
Hey, but
pal, I'm not
yeah.
doing your grocery shopping. If I'm giving you something, you have it here. You're not taking bits home. I'll have a pack of crisps, iceberg lettuce, loaf of bread. Thank you, mate. Thank you. I've got all my bits now.
That's nice, isn't it?
If you come round to mine and you pick up the iceberg lettuce, you eat
Yeah.
it all in front of me. In
Oh, I
future,
don't think
I'm
I can
putting
eat
my
no
foot down.
lettuce.
I'm putting my foot down.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough. But you might be glad to know I finished that can of Coke now. I had it over the course of yesterday and today.
Way! C word.
Oh, hang on, I hope that could be an option, couldn't it? Me, on the other hand, I've got no stories because it's only been a day since I've seen you. But I don't think I told this story at the time because I was still working at the place that the story's about. But I'm not working there anymore. I might have told you this in private, but I can tell the listeners, can't
You can
I?
tell the listeners about his unfair dismissal.
My unfair dismissal. Now, a few months ago, I won't name the school, but I was working at a special needs school, right? Working in a special needs school, and in one
As
of the
all
classes,
funny stories start.
and one of
Lucas,
the
for shame. For shame.
that's right.
Continue.
Thank you, Nana. So I was working in this school, and there was severe special needs, and one of the kids in the class I was working at was in a chair, like an electric wheelchair, and he couldn't speak and he couldn't swallow things, and he had an oxygen uh, tube going into his neck, right? So anyway, he has his own, not part of the school, but he has his own full-time carer who lives with him and all that kind of stuff, right? So anyway, one day they have to go outside, right? So the carer goes, right, go on, off you go outside. And to wind her up, he goes the opposite way on purpose with the wheelchair, right? So she goes, ho, 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 he's always winding me up. We wind each other up, don't we? And at that point, this woman removes the oxygen tube from his neck, starts waving it at his face, and goes, na, 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 and then puts it back in his neck. And he couldn't breathe. And she puts it back in his neck, and then he starts pissing himself laughing.
I tell
was
you
like,
what,
"Bloody
sometimes
hell."
I think you're one for pranks, but you are nothing compared to that woman.
What a prank! Imagine doing that on Impractical Jokers. They'd cancel the show.
What a prank.
What a prank. I couldn't believe it. And singing na 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 na, waving it around in his face. And he loved it.
He loved it.
He loved it, everyone.
Everyone, he loved it.
So yeah, I just remembered that story because it came up today at my new job. And then I thought, hey, I might tell Tom that now I don't work there.
Brilliant. Tale as
Song
old as
is time.
time.
Song as
As
old as rhyme.
Taking oxygen tube from a boy.
Now, hurry along now, Chip. Now, Tom, are you ready for a chapter 13 and looking for some rundown?
Give us that rundown, you dirty bastard.
Oh, I will oblige. It's chapter 13, Mad Eye Moody. Everybody's back in lessons. They've got herbology, they've got care of magical creatures, where they've got blow up creatures that they're playing with. They're having a ball of a time. They're having good fun. And they have divination as well. Professor Trelawney is once again predicting Harry's death, demise. It's a barrel of laughs.
She's not,
Anyway,
is she?
next thing, they're out in the corridor, and Draco Malfoy's got a big newspaper article, and he's like, ha ha ha, Ron, your dad's in the newspaper. Look at this. They've spelt his name wrong. They're calling him Arnold Weasley, but they're saying he's messing up at the ministry. Hardy, hardy, ha. Next thing, Malfoy has a go at Ron's mum for being fat. Then Harry has a go at Malfoy's mum for having a stuffy face. Malfoy tries to hit Harry with a curse. He misses. And next thing, Mad Eye Moody turns up and turns Malfoy into a ferret. Not only that, he's got him levitating, dancing up and down, and McGonagall is furious. You can't do that to a student. And
It
he
breaks
gets
your heart,
told
doesn't it?
off. And that's it. Mad Eye Moody. Bloody hell, they've got him on
Mad-Eye
Thursday. They're
Moody.
excited.
What a start.
What a chapter.
What a chapter.
Yeah.
We're back. New timetables. We're back.
I used to love getting my timetable for school.
Bet you did,
Just
you
so I knew
square.
what the year was going to look like. Do you know what I mean?
Hey, look, it's all the lessons I do. Right in front of me.
Hey, we got maths this year.
Yeah.
Oh, but it always used to set me up because I'd be like, right, Tuesday's the bad day. I can get over that. Friday's good. We like Friday.
I remember thinking them daft things.
Yeah.
Like a bad day. Oh, not Tuesday. Science. Maths.
Oh, can you believe the
Geography.
Thursday we've got this year? Never had that in year 9.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, kids? Get a life.
This chapter, like, again, goes into Neville, right? A lot
yeah.
of Neville focus on this chapter. So
Yeah.
Neville's walking up the stairs and what does he do? He stands on a wrong thingy. Or was that in the last chapter?
Well, that was in the last chapter, but we didn't mention it, so mention it.
What does he do in this one?
Oh, he's a big daft lad, doesn't he?
Right. Stop going on about him.
I know. Because they're just like, oh, he's just there to be laughed at, apparently, the poor lad.
And the year starts like any other. 2 lessons in this chapter. First we get one, then we get another, right?
Yeah.
We got, what is it, Madame Sprout, and
Oh,
she's
yeah.
growing thick black slugs, and you'll collect the pus. I feel like they're just making things up now.
Well, the name of these, they're called Bubotubers. Pardon?
Excuse
And
me.
you have to squeeze out the pus.
Excuse me, father.
Excuse me. What did you do at school today? Oh, well, I was squeezing these big Bubotubers. What? It was pussy. What?
Come on.
Oh, it's got pus coming out of them.
Come on.
Disgusting.
You're a cheeky boy, you are.
I'm not the one writing Bubotubers into a book.
This is a family podcast. People sit round listening to this with their kids. They don't hear you
Well.
saying booba-tuber and then puss.
I'm just reading what's in the book.
Grandad, what did the old man on the podcast say? Oh, I don't want to explain that. And what did the young man say? He told him off for it.
Hey, how come you're the young man?
Listen to this, right? These booba-tubers also smell like petrol, right?
Oh, it's not nice, is it?
And they're a great treatment for acne. Once again, we're getting reminded that these kids are getting older. Hey, did you think that Ron and Harry's face were crystal clear? Ain't no Clearasil in the wizarding world. We got Bubatuber. And also, Harry fancies Cho Chang.
Harry fancies Cho Chang. We've got Bubotubers.
Harry's horny. And he's
Yeah.
spotty.
I want you to imagine a horny, spotty boy covered in blackheads. Can you do that, please? Thank you. Bubotubers.
Back to Hagrid's cabin.
Yeah.
And what are we learning about here?
Blast Ended Skrewts.
Blast-ended Skrewts. Blast-ended Skrewts. Blast-ended Skrewts are a weird little creature that even Hagrid seems to know nothing about. They explode, they bite, they suck, they pinch.
Woof.
And Hagrid has decided that it is a class project to everyone to look after one from birth to adulthood. Malfoy's questioning, why are we doing this?
Yeah, fairly.
Why are we doing this? Hagrid doesn't have an answer. He says, we'll find out about that next lesson. Right. Go on.
Yeah. Me and you are a pair of ignoramuses, right? Because
Hey, don't drag me into that, old-timer.
I bloody will, young buck. Me and you were wandering around the Forbidden Forest experience, right?
Yeah.
And we're seeing a hippogriff. We're like, wow, we remember that, don't we? We're seeing, what else do we see? We see fairies. We remember fairies. We've got Aragog, right?
Grow up.
Right? We turn up to the bit that's got blast-ended Skrewts in it. And we're like, oh, these must be from the Fantastic Beasts films. No, they're in these books. You just don't bloody know about them.
They're in these books. Listeners,
Daft lads.
the pigs are walking on their hind legs. They're in these books.
No wonder we're sorting out the post.
Once again, we're like...
Do you know what you're like at your work doing that?
What?
Buddy the elf. He gets sent to the mailroom, doesn't he, when he can't do the work?
Yeah, what a mean thing to say to your co-host. But once again, we're setting up Malfoy to be a villain simply for questioning, being inquisitive about the lessons that are put onto him. Why are we learning about these things that, like, why are we having to mind them? And then Hermione jumps to Hagrid's, defense and starts defending it, but it's just daft. Why are we messing around with these organic Tamagotchis?
Well, you're right, and he doesn't know anything about them, so he should definitely not be doing fourth year lessons with them. If anything, I can imagine maybe sixth form being like, hey, let's try this out. You're old enough now. You can try out these creatures I know nothing about. Come on. We ask this every time we read about a lesson of his. Where's the syllabus?
He's not thought it through. He's
No.
not thought. What's my homework? Breastfeed a rat.
Yeah. Nope. That's a good idea. Yeah, do that. Breastfeed a rat.
But he didn't even know what the. I reckon those ones are males. You reckon?
Yeah.
Where's your confidence?
Like, where's he getting them from? Is he like wandering around a pet shop? Excuse
Mm.
me, sir, are you interested in buying a pet today? Yeah, I teach about animals. What are those? Blast Ended Skrewts. I'll have them. Ever dealt with them before? Nope. Do you want our little guidebook? Nope. Just let the kids have a go. Right. All right. It's £5.50, please.
You can keep the change. That was £5.50 exact, sir.
Oh, nope. You just handed me a bag of crisps.
Mm.
But yeah, like Hagrid, you've had all summer. This is the first lesson back, and you've not done any research whatsoever.
Yeah. I don't think man's not got a syllabus. I think he's not got lessons plans from his like predecessor, or he's going,
Yeah.
"Oh, don't need them. I'll go off on my own." Blast! He's just throwing a dart at like I don't know, Fantastic Beasts and going, "That'll do. That'll do." But
Right, kids, pick a number between 1 and 70. Right. Go through me book. Ooh, I guess it's dragons this week.
after this lesson on Blast Ended Skrewts, they
Yep.
go away to have lunch in the Great Hall.
Lovely.
Lamb and potatoes.
Lamb and potatoes.
I'd argue that after the feast last night, that is too heavy of a lunch.
It's mental, isn't it?
I want these kids on a soup for lunch, first day back.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you know what they
Little
have for tea?
sandwich.
Do you know what they have for tea?
Go on.
Beef casserole.
And you just know they've had a full English fry up for breakfast as well. Oh, bloody hell. Wasn't that feast this last night amazing? I loved last night's feast. What have we got this afternoon? Full lamb dinner. No, not leftovers, a little finger buffet. No.
They'll be falling asleep in lessons. Oh, sorry, I had a pint of gravy for lunch.
Oh, why is Potter asleep? Giant Yorkshire.
Giant
him out.
Yorkshire. Ooh, Neville? No.
No.
Let me
Mental
tell you
that they have a
something.
beef casserole for dinner as
I-
well.
Ugh, I would hate to be Mona Myrtle tonight.
Oh, I can smell all three meats. Do you mind? I'm trying to have a cry here.
I can smell all three.
Bloody hell. Turkey yesterday, lamb and beef today. Gosh.
Somebody's just dumped a casserole on my head.
Those elves are not being paid enough. Right, lads, we know you've just made the 5-course banquet from last night, but can you do us a lamb dinner and a beef casserole by the end of today? And you better have me pan hot in me bed.
Don't use the same pan.
No, I can tell. Oh my goodness. They must come back twice the size that they went. In the summer. I'm putting you on a regime when you come back. Diet, exercise. You're enormous.
I'd send him to a finishing school. He's got some of the worst manners ever known, these kids.
Oh, honestly.
If you're spending an entire year away from your parents, seeing your parents for 6 weeks of the year, surely you can have some weird standard of manners because you've got no one telling you like what's right, other than like, teachers giving points and stuff.
Yeah.
Are you insufferable little know-it-all? Like,
I know.
and then the
'Cause it's
confusing kids. Oh, actually, if you say things right, you're an insufferable little know-it-all.
Yeah.
I'm at school. Okay, I'll be quiet then. I'll not put my hand up anymore. Oh, that's done wonders for me confidence, Snape. How about I just give up?
I know, honestly. And on about those dinners as well, like losing your manners. There's no dinner monitors, like watching what they're doing or making sure they're being nice or whatever. Like Ron in the banquet was spitting his food all over the table.
Dirty
Like,
boy.
he spit Harry in the face with some turkey or something. Like, why is there not a dinner lady, some part-time nana going, excuse me, you don't do that here, and then
Yeah,
moving
why is
on?
that not in the book?
Yeah,
Ron spat some food into Harry's face, and then a nana came up to him and said, "Excuse me, you don't do that here." And he said, "Okay." And that was that. And they all
come
went to
on.
bed and lived happily ever after in bed.
It's a 600-page book. Have we not got room for a part-time nana dinner monitor? Come on! It's fun to say, part-time nana dinner monitor.
They go off to Madame Trelawney's lesson.
Oh, they do, don't they, by the way?
She says, "The thing you dread will indeed come to pass." How cryptic. What do I
Ooh.
dread?
Uh,
Somebody sleeping in my car.
is that what you're worried about?
My biggest fears is either someone getting in my car or someone getting in my house.
Yeah. I'd rather someone in my car, I think.
Would you? Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. But imagine you get back to your car and someone's had
Yeah.
a kip in it, or like someone's done a wee in it.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Someone
just
smoked.
imagining those films, when someone's sat in the car and then suddenly a bit of string wire comes over their head and gets them round the throat.
Oh, I love those films.
Oh, I love them films. Do you?
I love them films when that happens. After that happens, I just turn it off. I go, "It can't get better from here." That was obviously the ending, because how could a film end better than that?
Honestly, back in the old days when we had blockbuster videos, I'd go down, they go, what would you like? Would it be a comedy? Do you want a romance sci-fi? I said, hey, have you got any string wire strangling a car films? I want to see one of them.
I'll do that to you if you'd like.
Yeah, oh, I'd love that.
I'll get them to back of your car, and then I
Yeah.
will give you a good killing.
That'd be lovely. Don't tell me about it in advance. It's the surprise that I want.
What do you dread that will come to pass?
Oh, is that a question to me or the listeners?
You
To
listeners don't have
me.
microphones, and it's pre-recorded.
Oh yeah, that's true. I dread. You don't like me to be sad, do you? I dread. Room full of moths.
Room full of moths. Well, it's going to come to pass, dear friend.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Room full of moths. I dread being shouted at by a stranger. I don't like being shouted at. Oh, don't shout at me. I'm
Do you?
scared. Yeah, I don't like any kind of aggro. And if it's with a stranger, it's like, well, I don't know who you are.
Sometimes
you're
I build
capable
myself
of.
up for it. If I think there's going to be some aggro,
Argy-bargy.
I start geeing myself up.
Oh yeah, getting pumped for the match.
Like I was in a Sainsbury's today, and I was expecting, for some reason in my head, I got it in my head that someone was going to start screaming at me, and I was like, well, when they do, I will intimidate them. I will go twice as crazy. They won't
Oh
know
my
who
God.
I am, and so I will scare them. That's what I'll do when someone tries to intimidate me.
I want to know how that would play out, right? Imagine you're in Sainsbury's, right?
Yeah.
I'm coming up to you.
You go on.
I want that yogurt.
Who are you? Get back! Get away from me! Look at you, you're nothing. You're nobody. I'll push you over to the ground.
All right, I'll just have a creme fraiche. That worked. I was intimidated. I came at you ready for a fight, and you knocked me down like a ton of feathers.
Like a ton of feathers.
Like a ton of feathers. That's a phrase, isn't it?
He
Knocked me down like a ton of bricks. I mean,
I knocked him down like a ton of feathers.
it's good, isn't it? Oh, the phrases you get to hear on the Pottervision podcast that will never be said again.
I wouldn't say you're a ton of bricks. I wouldn't say you're a ton of feathers. You are somewhere in between, like knocking you down like a ton of polyester.
Like a ton of polyester.
Yeah.
What more could you want? So yeah, she says, what you dread is gonna come true. And Harry thinks, Ron seeing me dream. Oh, you haven't seen it, have you, Ron? It was naughty.
Woo, woo.
Woo!
Ear boom boom.
Bom, chicka, bow, bow.
Oh, enough of that now. Trelawney is getting irritated at Harry not hanging on her every word. So she goes to ask Harry something and he'd clearly
Yeah.
not been paying attention. And she's like furious. I can't stand when people do that to me. People do it to me all the time, right?
Mm.
It's not that I've not been listening to you, it's that I've never been listening. Right. So if you start talking,
Yeah.
I wasn't listening before you started talking.
Yeah.
So it can get to like, a few minutes in, and I'll be like, talking to me? What's this? Got something to get off your chest, have you? Well, you should have told me that a while ago. You should have like come up to me and gone, hey,
Yeah.
got something to tell you.
It's not enough to be making eye contact and using your name in conversation. You have to warn him in advance. I give Tom a 5-minute heads up normally if I need him to listen.
If
I
it's
say,
important,
yeah,
my mum rarely listens to the podcast, but she listened to one the other day because I sent her a video of it. She watched it with my
yeah.
dad, and I was on the phone to her afterwards, and she was like, "Oh, I couldn't relate to that more. That bit you said about having selective hearing." She goes, "I can't listen either. People talk to me, and I can't be bothered."
That's so funny. Oh my God. Maybe you had it passed down. It's a genetic condition, selective hearing from your mum.
I think so. Or
Mm.
I've inherited her tendency to attract boring company.
Maybe. Yeah, that's got to be a genetic trait, hasn't it? Attracting bores.
What a snore.
Now,
Yeah.
Ron, you must have written down what Ron says at one point when he's taking the mickey out of these divination lessons.
What does he say?
So he's looking in a bowl and he goes, oh no, they're looking at the moon and the planets, aren't they? And he looks into Neptune and he's having a joke and he goes, oh, these moons, it's a sure sign that a midget in glasses is being born. Out. Get out. You're not coming back this lesson. Talking about that.
I don't get that joke.
I don't know. I think he's just trying to get a laugh out of saying midget.
So what does he say again?
He goes, it is a sure sign that a midget in glasses is being born. I think he's looking at the planets.
Oh, he's just saying random words.
He's just saying like, oh, he's just predicting a random thing. But like you, it's shit. We think it's not like you. No,
Excuse me?
I didn't mean that.
70 episodes into the Pottervision podcast, he finally gets it off his chest. And this is what I'm trying to tell you, listeners. Like Tom, Ron is shit. I've never liked a single thing he's ever said. He doesn't put any effort. He just shock value, shock value, shock value, one thing after the other. Just tone it back a bit, lad. Think about what you're going to say.
I apologise to Tom. I apologise to the listeners. I misspoke. I mean, like you, I think the joke is shit, and I think he thinks the joke is shit. So he's decided to add in the word midget to make it funnier for some reason.
But that is not where it stops, right?
No.
Is it lavender?
Oh my God, Lavender Brown, yeah.
Lavender Brown is having a look at the planet Uranus, yeah?
Yes.
And Ron says, hey, can I see your anus as well? Let me get a look at your anus.
Yeah.
Mate, have a cold shower.
Also, Ron, we know it's a pun, but you do not need to direct that at a student in your class. Have a joke with Harry about that.
You, Lavender Brown, you, show me your anus.
Like, I'm imagining, like Ron and Hermione get together at the end, like their wedding day. I'm imagining Lavender Brown sat in the church watching the vows, whispering to her new husband, he once asked to see my anus. He what? I know no one talks about it now because he's a hero, but he asked, jokingly, but he did, if he could have a look at my anus. Why did he say that? Don't know. pun or something.
That is an excellent example how people take things out of context.
Yeah. No mention of Uranus and the planets.
Yeah, none of that. No pun. He was making a pun. He was being silly. Lavender Brown's going to go away and go, Ron Weasley marched up to me and said, pull your knickers down. I want to see your arsehole. That's what he said to me.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
Did he? Yeah, that's what he said. I want him expelled. I want him expelled. I want him gone. I want him gone. No. Either you go or I get my dad.
Well, Miss Brown, I tend to think it was quite funny. Dumbledore, don't like this. Can I have it? No,
Can I have a
I'm
look?
leaving.
I'll show you my inner thigh.
I've got a tattoo of the London Underground, you know.
Once again, Arthur Weasley is in the paper.
He's in the paper.
He's like, he's an it girl. He's the Kate Moss of the wizarding world.
Honestly, he's the Kate Moss of the wizarding world.
There's no other way to describe him.
Oh,
What's
my
he done
goodness.
this week? Have you heard what Arthur Weasley said? He said, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels.
Imagine. Oh, my God. Well, that's the thing, because they only read the Daily Prophet, but what other publications is he in? Is he in the Magician's edition of Closer magazine, showing off his home? Oh, this is me and my 7 kids. How we're getting on.
He's in Take a Break, giving out all his tips on how to, maximize useless items in your house. You can use this milk jug to collect water at the bottom of your shower and use it to water your plants.
He's
Thank
giving
you,
out an
Arthur.
advice column on the local Sunday supplement on how to be a bad husband. Stay in your garage, lads. Stay in your garage, mess about with your cars, and always be at work.
He's definitely won the Sun's Shagger of the Year, hasn't he? The amount of kids he's got.
Definitely.
It went, who did it go? It went Russell Brand, Ollie Murs, Arthur
Arthur
Weasley.
Weasley. Is that a genuine thing, Shagger of the Year?
Yeah,
Oh my God. Who won it? Russell Brand.
yeah. And I think Ollie
Shagger
Murs
of the Year.
or some
Well,
X
that's
Factor
just based on
person.
rumours. I
I think because
reckon.
they always saw him falling out of a cab with a local, a woman,
Local lady.
a person that he, I don't know, or people leaving his house in the morning and they put 2 and 2 together.
Naughty Russell Brand.
Draco Malfoy is reading a whole article out, right? And
Yeah.
people are stood around listening. This lad really has the personality that this school needs, right? No wonder
Yeah.
he's the most popular boy.
Yeah.
He can draw. What charisma that he can
Yeah.
hold people's attention while reading something out. I struggle on stage holding people's attention, doing my best stuff.
Honestly, this guy has got 30 young people wrapped, absolutely engrossed, hanging on his every word. He's an orator of our times.
Yeah.
He's got it all. He's got the drawl, he's got the inflection, he's got the vocabulary, he's got the sources.
Mm.
Amazing.
But he can deliver, right? And he likes
Yeah.
having a... The boy doesn't take himself too seriously. He likes having a laugh. That is what you want in a public speaker.
Yeah. Not too seriously, but delivering a point.
Great public speakers of our time. First one that comes to my head, Obama.
Obama.
I love giving speeches. Obama.
Obama.
Right?
Yeah.
But Obama also had a great, great sense of humour.
Yes, he did.
He's on the Ellen show,
As if he's dead.
dancing. He's messing about. He's playing basketball. Swish, swish.
Swish, swish in the net. It's Obama.
It's Obama. It's Obama. He loves giving speeches. It's Obama. And what I'm trying to say is Draco Malfoy, they are one in the same, aren't they?
I've always thought he's the exact same person as Obama.
Draco Malfoy could easily be, I don't know, whatever Fudge's job is. King of the ministry.
He's king of the ministry. Let's see what the king's up to today. You all right, Fudge? Oh, he's there. He's eating a turkey leg. He's got 6 wives. It's Fudge, king of the ministry.
I'm Fudge. I like having 6 wives. I'm Fudge.
Divorce beheaded Avada divorce beheaded Cruciatus.
So if you don't know, Draco is reading out this article. If you don't remember from the rundown, Draco's reading out this article about Daddy Weasley, isn't he?
Yeah, Big Daddy W.
Making fun of him. All right. And
Yeah.
even is there a photo of the house in the paper as well?
Yeah, and Mrs. Weasley's in it, because that's why he makes a nasty comment about her weight.
Yeah, he makes a nasty comment about a way, but which causes Harry to launch into an attack on Malfoy, on
Yeah.
Mummy Malfoy. He goes, "Your mother Malfoy." That expression she's got, like she's got dung under her nose. Again, like, hardly shaggable, is she? Who could ever be with such a woman with that expression?
I know. Oh, but like, what is he actually saying? Like, oh, Ron's mum's fat. Yeah, well, your mum was sad.
Think about that from Draco's perspective.
Yeah.
You then go, I'd be like, whoa, hang on. You've seen my mother once. You had a look at her face and you put that image together in your head. You've had that sentence in your head before, and now you've decided to say it. Like, why
Yeah.
are you dwelling on the face of my mother?
Yeah.
He's out of order, Harry, in my opinion. He's out of order.
100%.
Like,
He is out of order.
He didn't even know Mummy Malfoy. Why is he getting involved?
Yeah. Know someone before you have a go about them.
And it's hardly an equal insult, that is it? Your mother's fat. Well, your mother's judgmental. Ooh.
Oh, is she? Yeah. Well, your mum was unimpressed. What?
Yeah.
Don't tell me my mum looked unimpressed.
But then, I suppose, Malfoy did get out of line a bit, right, by casting a spell.
I want to know what he was trying to do.
At Harry. That's the thing. He cast a spell at Harry behind his back, but it doesn't say what he was trying to do. Like, is he all at fault? Was it, maybe it was Alohomora, or maybe it was Oculus Reparo, or
that'd have been nice. It might not have been Waddy Wazzy.
Might have been Waddy Wazzy.
Yeah.
Is this worth being turned into an animal and tortured for?
We don't know. Yeah, crazy that suddenly he's been turned into a ferret. Like, because it's immediate as well. Mad-Eye Moody has not even thought for a second what he's going to do to this kid. She'll thought, right, naughty, ferret.
Right, naughty.
Oh, naughty, ferret you will be. And then does the spell. Mad-Eye Moody, you've had that cocked and loaded. Right. He's walking down that corridor.
Right, naughty.
He's walking around going, right, I'm ready.
Right, naughty. Gonna waterboard you now. Right, naughty. Bamboo under your fingernails.
Right, naughty. Little electric shock.
Right, naughty. Ludovargo treatment. Hold his eyelids open and force him to watch people being beaten. Huh?
Oh, don't want that, Ludovargo.
Well, that's the only treatment.
Do you not have anything else a bit less extreme? No, it's the only one we offer. It's the Ludovargo treatment, or it's nothing, I'm afraid.
Yeah. It's a bit out of order, Mad-Eye Moody losing his cool, wasn't it? On such a sweet teen as well.
Yeah, such a sweet little boy. He's just reading the newspaper. In the middle of a performance as well. You've interrupted the Malfoy show to turn him into a ferret.
I like the idea of interrupting performances, though. Like, say, I don't know, street performers.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you, a lot of people might love them, but I tell you what I hate, street performers. Especially the ones who like they're really like I don't know. At least to me, they're really like corny. They're like really like cheesy. Like they'll stand in a town centre and they'll like sing pop songs, but they'll be like,
Yeah.
"I am beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you." Mm,
Oh my goodness.
mm.
I wanted to do a series of sketches once based on how they always ruin the meaning of the song by saying thank you. Like they'll be there. Like I saw a guy out in Manchester the other day. He was bolting out Nessun Dorma, right? Singing Italian.
He was bolting out Nessun Dorma.
Or belting out, as other people say. He was belting out
He-
Nessun Dorma in this
You've been
lovely
to the
Italian
Balti
accent.
house? Go on.
He was belting out Nessun Dorma, this wonderful Italian accent, singing the song. But then he kept saying thank you in a Manchester voice
Thank
to
you.
people giving money. So he'd be like, thanks, mate. And he's like, but just sing the song. Don't ruin it by saying, oh, cheers, pal.
Hallelujah. Cheers, love. Hallelujah. Oh, nice one. Hallelujah. Hey, get off that. That's mine, you slag. Hallelujah.
Bring him home. Time, mate. Bring him home. And then the idea, like, obviously that really happened, but then the idea was that it would turn into like ridiculous things, like they'd be punching Judy, and then the person would pop their head up and say thanks, ruining the illusion every time.
I like the idea of this sketch. I might do it.
Hey, coronation chicken, and now this.
McGonagall uses a spell to pick up all of her drop books.
Yeah.
Lazy. Bend over, right?
Bend over. Let me see Uranus.
How horrible. I don't care how old she is. Hands and knees, pick them up. Do you agree?
I agree. Come on. If you can't bend down, magic yourself some new knees. You can pick them books up.
Totally.
Totally, man. I did enjoy Moody being told off and acting like a teenager that's just like blasé. he's turned this kid into a ferret, and McGonagall's like, you can't do that to a student. And he's like, all right, give him a detention then. But people are loving it. Ron can't wait to have a lesson with him. Fred and George are like, he's so cool. Mr. Moody's cool, isn't he, Gromit?
Mr. Moody's cool, isn't he, Gromit?
Cracking ass, moon robots.
Hey, Moody loses his cool easy. This is going to be a fun year.
Cracking ferret transfiguration, Mr. Moody. Did you have a teacher in school that everyone thought was cool, or everyone was like, oh, can't wait to have a lesson with that person?
All the scally chavs thought the PE teachers were cool.
Yeah.
Think the PE teachers are cool, do you scally chavs? They went to uni. Not so cool now, are they?
Listen, kids, they all went to uni. There's no cool member of staff.
Oh, Mr. Young. Oh, Mr. Young's well good. Oh, is he? Why don't you toss him off then?
We had a teacher in our school called Mrs. Jones who she used to live near Ryan Giggs, and everyone thought, whoa, she's cool. She used to live near Ryan Giggs. That made her cool. But she was quite laid back, which people like, don't they?
Who's the biggest celebrity you've met?
Prince Edward, the Queen's son. Patrick Stewart.
Prince Edward? I don't know Prince Edward.
It's the Queen's son.
How many sons she got?
She's got 3 sons and a daughter.
She's got the naughty one.
She's got Naughty, Charles.
She's got
Edward,
Naughty. She's got Ugly. She's got
and
Girl.
Anne. And
she's got
Anne.
Edward. Is it Edward?
Yeah, Edward, yeah.
Isn't that the new prince?
No. Well, he is Prince Edward, but he's always been Prince Edward. He's Charles's brother.
Didn't one of like Harry or the other one call their son Edward?
I don't know. We don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, one of those two maybe.
I wonder what Prince Edward does then. Is he up to is he up to that mad stuff as well, or is he
No,
good?
I think because we don't know him, he's probably a good lad.
How about when you see when you see William on the news, like addressing the nation? You're like,
Yeah.
can you put your nan on, please? He's like, this is good. As people, as a nation, we are all working through this together. Who's that?
I know.
I don't want a crown on that head.
It's like when somebody from a company rings you up as a kid, they're like, can you put your mum on, please? Is mummy in? Like that with William. Get Nana back.
William's mum is not in. Unfortunately, Diana died. And you would bring it up, don't you? I feel like every episode you have to bring up that Diana is dead.
I've not. You brought it up this episode.
You do it all the time.
And do you know what? I resisted bringing up Princess Diana in this episode. When you mentioned Arthur Weasley being on every newspaper, I was like, oh, like Princess Diana, but I didn't mention it because I
resisted it. It's
I
true or false, right? True or false? Say true, say false. You have newspaper clippings of Diana in your basement, or you did have at one point.
False.
You did. There's newspaper in your basement.
No, it wasn't in me. Right, hang on. I know what you're on about now. It was. This sounds even more sinister. It was hidden in the walls. It was not in the basement. It was hidden in the walls behind the brickwork.
Exactly.
News clipping of Princess Diana.
You're mad. You're insane.
I think the old builders left it there because it was uneven. They put a bit of newspaper in there, but it did have Princess
Steal
Diana
from
on
your
it.
workplace.
You're a thief. You're a crook. I don't think I'd ever call anyone a crook. What century is that woman from in that video? You're a crook.
That's what Grandpa Joe calls Willy Wonka. You're a crook. I'm a crook. You're the one wiping your arse over the walls, Grandpa Joe. Have a wash.
You're the one topping and tailing with your son-in-law's parents. Yeah, like it's mental that they are like. You think, oh, it's all the grandparents sharing a bed, but you think, hang on, they only met each other at their kid's wedding, and they're like, hey, in 20 years we'll share a bed for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, how old's Charlie? Charlie's like 9, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah, they must have only known each other about 10, 12 years. Nice to meet you.
Maybe we should do the Roald Dahl books for the Double Vision episodes.
Oh, yeah. What, the films or the books?
Books or films, whatever.
Books or films, whatever. If that's something you'd like to listen to, Patreon followers or normal followers, let us know.
The films could be good because, yeah. Let us know.
They're a bit mad, aren't they? Because, I'd like to watch Matilda. I'll tell you what's a weird film. James and the Giant Peach. That's a weird Roald Dahl movie.
Right. How many middle-aged teachers on all fours are you giving this chapter out of 5?
Do you know what? I really enjoyed this chapter. I really like the chapters that are in the lessons. I don't know if that's me being boring, but I like the random things they're getting up to. I think it's great. So I enjoyed that a lot. We got Professor Sprout back, we got Hagrid back, we got Trelawney back, and we get a bit of fun with Draco Malfoy being turned into a ferret. It was a bloody good laugh. So I'm actually going to give this 5 middle-aged women on their hands and knees out of 5.
Excellent. For me, it was a return to normality. I am exactly where I want to be in these books. The time before the mystery, the time where everyone's just getting stuck in, being little gits to each other.
Yeah.
Draco's being a little devil. Ron is being a pervert. Hagrid is as unprepared as ever. And all of a sudden we have this wild card Mad-Eye Moody Guantanamo Baying the students. Definitely got to give this chapter 5 middle-aged women on all fours out of 5.
Yahoo!
Right. Are you ready for this week's segment quiz?
Yes. Quiz, quizzy key, quiz, quizzy key, quiz, quiz.
Quiz crew, gonna ask you some questions. How well will you do? Quiz quizzy quiz crew. Can I ask you about Harry Potter, Lucas? How well will you?
I will blow you a kiss.
Well, you could get me by starting, did you?
Yeah.
Question 1. What is Harry's least favourite subject?
Divination.
No. Potions.
Oh, bugger in hell. Go on. Oh.
What pus is good for acne?
Bubotubers.
Correct. How is Molly Weasley described in this chapter by Draco?
Oh, overweight.
Porky.
Oh.
What did Hermione eat for lunch?
Lamb dinner.
Lamb and potatoes, correct. What is the last word in this chapter?
Oh, see, this is probably about the fourth or fifth time you've asked me this question, and I never learn. Oh, Thursday.
No, it is voice.
Oh.
Unfortunately, you have lost the quiz.
Whoa!
Quiz. Gonna ask you some questions. How well will you do? Quiz. Gonna ask you about how about Luce. How well will you?
Dooby-doo. I blow you a kiss. And now it's time for the nation's second favourite segment. It's Hedwig's Droppings. We're not alluding to owl poo. We're not alluding to ploppings. We mean the messages you send in when we allude to Hedwig's Droppings. What's in a beak this week? Well, we've just got a nice howler for you to listen to.
Oh,
Got
yeah.
a lovely, nice howler. And I've not listened to this before. I hope you'll be able to hear it. Off
Who is
we
it?
go.
Hello, Lucas and Tom. Hope that you're getting on.
Is this
I'll
Marge?
ask my question in the form of a song and try not to take too long. If all the relationships inside this horny book were slightly changed, how would that look? If Harry got Cho and Hermione was with Cedric and Ron left Crumb, how would that go?
Hey, I was imagining that with the big logo coming up.
Who was that
Cinema.
from?
That was from Shelley.
Shelley.
Hey. Right, so who did we have? We had Harry and Cho. What would they look like what they look like? Imagine if they stayed together, got married, had babies.
I think they missed a trick putting Hermione with Ron.
Yeah.
I think that's a terrible combo.
Yeah. Who do you think would suit Hermione a bit more?
Harry.
Harry.
I've Ron going off.
Hermione goes with Harry, and then Ron goes with Ginny. Just swap them round. That's all you needed to do.
That's how Weasleys are made, isn't it?
We've got to keep them ginger. That's what Weasleys are. So yeah, Harry. Do you think Harry should have been with Hermione? For me, Hermione, just leave both of them. They're nightmares. Like, meet somebody outside of Hogwarts. Like, somebody at work. What does she end up doing? Does she end up teaching? No, she does research, doesn't she, for the ministry or something? I don't know.
I think she's the king of the ministry.
It's the newly crowned queen of the ministry. Something like that, yeah.
Rightful king of England.
She's Hermione the First, she is Hermione the First, she is.
And what did she say?
Is.
Ron with Crumb?
No, not Ron with Crumb. It was Harry and Cho, Hermione and Cedric, and Ron with maybe Ron with Lavender? I can't remember. Because Ron has a bit of a thing with Lavender Brown, doesn't he? Hang on, yeah. Is that the same Lavender he's just been rude to? I would never go out with anyone who once asked to see my anus. 2 years later, oh, I love you, 1-1.
You're picky,
aren't
aren't
what
you?
He said to you.
Aren't you picky?
Aren't you picky? Do you know what? People call me shallow. But I will say I'll never go out with anyone who asks to see my anus in front of people.
He's so picky, isn't he?
Call me shallow, call me fickle.
Oi, beggars can't be choosers.
That's not nice, is it?
You're not a beggar, you're engaged at the age of
I'm
21.
engaged, and I beg Martina to stay with me. I beg you. There we go, that was it. Edwig's Droppings. This has been the Pottervision podcast. Thank you so much for listening. We like you very much, don't we? Now, this is just about in time, I think, for you to come and see us in Denby if you want to. We're in Denby on the 12th of February, we're in Leicester on the 16th of February, and we're in Telford on the 25th of February. Now, we've also had a couple of date changes and new dates. So our London date will now be on May the 15th. So if you're free on May the 15th, come and see us in London. And the day after, we've got another show in Brighton because we sold out Brighton. We had lots of people who didn't manage to get a ticket. So we're doing another date in Brighton on the 16th of May. And you can find the tickets at pottervision.com. If you want to support us, we'd love for you to do that too. Patreon.com/Pottervision. There's bonus episodes recently released as of today. Well, kind of. We're behind, but it will be released. The second part of our Return to Hogwarts episode. So you can enjoy listening to that. Otherwise, join us next week for episode 71. And it's chapter 14 of The Goblet of Fire, The Unforgivable Curses.
Ooh.
Tom, you have been a wonderful co-host. Laurinson.
And you have been the ever so cheerful Lukas Kirkby.
Goodbye.
Pottervision.
Thank you for listening to the Pottervision podcast. The music was performed by Jack Evans. If you'd like bonus content and to support the show, you can visit patreon.com/Pottervision.